guys, welcome to News in Brief on Vantage TV, where we bring you quick updates on the stories that made the rounds within the week. My name is Anita Macaulay. Let's get started. On the national news, victory against terrorism approaching, says Buhari. In his Salah message marking the end of the Ramadan fast, President Muhammadu Buhari gave his assurance to Nigerians that the battle against terrorists is fast approaching its conclusion. The president's spokesman, Malam Garba Shehu, in a statement on Sunday, quoted Buhari as sending his best wishes to Muslims in Nigeria and across the world in celebration of the momentous occasion. Nationwide survey puts Oshibanjo ahead in 2023 presidential race. According to a recent nationwide survey carried out by the Intellectual Forum on Politics and Governance, Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo is the preferred candidate chosen by a majority of Nigerians to succeed Muhammadu Buhari as Nigeria's next president. The IFP and G poll result was based on the balanced random sampling of 12,000 citizens selected from a database of registered voters, with respondents evenly spread across all the 36 states of the Federation, with the 6 geopolitical zones well represented. While analysis of the results clearly indicated that Oshibanjo was the citizens' choice for the presidency, according to a statement from the forum, the analysis also revealed that pro-Oshibanjo polls over 42% was almost twice the count of the nearest challenger. UN Secretary General in 2-day visit to Nigeria. Arriving in Nigeria in Maiduguri, Borno State on Tuesday, the UN Chief Antonio Guterres kicked off his visit from the UN back to Reintegration Center for Former Insurgent Fighters, pleased with the disposition of surrendering terrorists to be reintegrated into the society. He stated that this reintegration was key to the restoration of peace in the Northeast region, even as the UN proposes more funding for Nigeria's humanitarian response. Also gracing a wreath-laying ceremony in honor of victims of the 2011 bomb blast at the UN House in Abuja, Guterres proceeded to the State House, where he met with the nation's president, who appreciated the Secretary General's maiden visit to Nigeria at a time when the world is focusing on the Russia-Ukraine crisis. AFEX tops agriculture and commodities list in ranking of African companies. Despite challenging business and economic conditions, AFEX, Nigeria's commodities market player and the country's first private sector commodities exchange, has been listed on the Financial Times ranking of Africa's fastest growing companies in agriculture commodities 2022. The company topped the list by demonstrating its revenue growth in adding over 350,000 digital farmers to their virtual platform and providing capital and developmental funding for agricultural production. Presidency condemns killing of military couple in Imo State. The Nigerian Army earlier in the week released official statements that 2 of its soldiers on their way to fulfill traditional marriage rites have been killed in Imo State. Confirmed by Army spokesman Onyema Nwachukwu on Tuesday, the soldiers were identified as Audu Linus, a retired master warrant officer, and Gloria Matthew, a private. In a statement issued by presidential spokesman Garba Shehu, Buhari described the killing of the soldiers as barbaric and alien, adding that he has directed security agencies to do their utmost in apprehending the perpetrators of this barbaric act and bringing them to justice. On to international scene, US Supreme Court's move to ban abortion. A draft ruling by US Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito is looking to put an end to the recognition of a constitutional right to abortion. The draft opinion would uphold a Mississippi law banning abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy and overturn the 1973 Roe v. Wade ruling that legalized the procedure nationwide. As of Tuesday, the case remains ongoing. Russia-Ukraine. As stated by Ukrainian officials, heavy battles between Russian forces and the last Ukrainian defenders of Mariupol are unfolding at the Azovstal steel plant after Russian forces breached its perimeter. On Wednesday, the Ukrainian foreign minister said the plant still holds, despite relentless Russian attacks, even as explosions are seen to ripple across the Ukrainian steel plant, housing hundreds of civilians, including about 30 children. The Russian Ministry of Defense says it expects to open evacuation corridors for civilians out of the Azovstal steel plant near Mariupol starting Thursday. Following the attacks on Ukraine, the European Union has begun efforts towards ramping up military support for Moldova over fears that the breakaway region of Transnistria could be included in Russia's war strategy. EU targets Russian oil. Nearly 10 weeks into a war that has killed thousands, displaced millions, and flattened cities and towns in eastern and southern Ukraine, Russia also stepped up its attack on targets in western Ukraine, partly to disrupt Western arms deliveries. In a response to this on Wednesday, the EU proposed even tougher sanctions against Russia, including a phased oil embargo, piling pressure on Russia's already battered 1.8 trillion economy. The European Commission has also proposed phasing out supplies of Russian crude oil within 6 months and all refined products by the end of 2022. That's it on the national and the international news on Vantage TV's News in Brief. Coming up shortly is entertainment news. Stay tuned.
Hello guys, I'm Mayowa and you're welcome to Entertainment on the News in Brief, where we bring you major stories on the entertainment scene that made the round this week. On the entertainment news today, Burna Boy's shutdown of Madison Square Garden and the Met Gala share the spotlight, and here are the details. Burna Boy becomes the first ever Nigerian to sell out the Madison Square Garden in New York. Following the massive success of his widely anticipated One Night in Space show last week, Grammy Award-winning Afrofusion artist Burna Boy made history as the first Nigerian artist to headline a show and sell out all tickets at Madison Square Garden in New York, reportedly raking in over a whopping $3 billion in ticket sales alone. This epic win for Burna and the entire African continent also amassed hundreds of thousands of stream counts, featuring special guests Busta Rhymes and Youssou N'Dour. During its takeover of the Madison Square Garden, the concert bubbled over with energetic performances all night. It's been a long time coming in New York for Burna Boy, from the PlayStation Theater and the Gramercy Theater in 2017 and 2018 to the Apollo in 2019, and now the Madison Square Garden in 2022. The most recent feat follows its sold-out debut at LA's Hollywood Bowl, London's O2 Arena, Paris' Accor Arena, and Amsterdam's Ziggo Dome. Congratulations have continued to pour in for Burna Boy from around the globe, with the Maven boss Don Jazzy also acknowledging him as a true African giant. Congratulations Burna Boy on taking Naija to the world and even beyond. Met Gala 2022. From Kim Kardashian's rework of Marilyn Monroe's iconic dress from 1962 to Hillary Clinton's donning the names of 60 historical and inspirational American women in embroidered detail, the 2022 Met Gala was one for the books. With the theme titled In America, an anthology of fashion, the dress code was gilded glamour and white tie. Though fans look forward to Rihanna's epic outfit at this year's Met, it was perfectly understandable that the heavily pregnant star in her third trimester would need to skip avoidable travel as well as the Met Gala 2022 red carpet. But no! Vogue and the Met Museum were not having that, and as they were not about to have this year's Met Gala without Riri, they teamed up to ensure that she made a grand appearance at the festivity as a statue. Yes, with a statue created after our May 2022 Vogue cover, Rihanna was literally immortalized in marble at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in recognition of her bold redefinition of maternity fashion. Who attends an event as a statue? Rihanna. And that's it on entertainment news. Coming right up, sports. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Sports on the News in Brief. I am Emilio Menesubstance and these are the top stories. And we're starting off with athletics. Four-time Olympic champion Mo Farah was surprisingly beaten by club runner Ellis Cross at the Vitality London 10,000 as he returned to competition after an 11-month absence. The 39-year-old was unable to outkick Cross, who won by 4 seconds in 28 minutes 40 seconds. Farah had said before the race that it would not make any sense to keep racing if he could not compete at the top level. Great Britain's Eilish McColgan was dominant in the women's field and finished just 2 seconds behind Paula Radcliffe's 19-year-old British and European 10,000 meters record. 31-year-old McColgan clocked 30.23, which was enough to set a Scottish record, and her clocking bettered the 30.39 mark set by her mom in 1989. And now tennis. Andy Murray pulled out of his match against Novak Djokovic at the Madrid Open. A statement from the tournament organizers said the Briton was scheduled to play in the third round of the event on Thursday, but was unable to make it to the Manolo Santana Stadium due to illness. Rafael Nadal continued his comeback from a rib injury with a straight-set win over Serbia's Miomir Kekmanovic as he moved into the Madrid Open third round. Playing in his first match since March, the 21-time Grand Slam champion secured a 6-1, 7-6, 7-4 victory on Wednesday at the Madrid Open. And now, football. Liverpool overcame a scare against Villarreal to move into the Champions League final, even as the Reds saw their comfortable 2-0 first leg advantage wiped out after only 41 minutes. However, Fabinho and Luis Diaz both scored in the second half to restore Liverpool's 2-goal aggregate advantage before Sadio Mane scored to end the game 3-2. This secures Liverpool's place in their third Champions League final in 5 seasons and keeps alive their hopes of winning an unprecedented quadruple. Manchester City were stunned in one of the most remarkable nights in the Champions League by a Real Madrid comeback. City was put 2 goals ahead on aggregate in the 72nd minute by Riyad Mahrez's brilliant strike, but slumped to a Rodrigo brace in the 90th and 91st minute to end the game 2-1 and 5-5 on aggregate. An extra time penalty by Benzema ended City's journey in this season's showpiece. And so an English-Spanish final it is for the Champions League as Liverpool prepare to lock horns with Real Madrid on the 28th of May. And that's sports on the news in brief. Follow Vantage TV for all the news, sports and entertainment. I am Emilio Menesubstance. Till I return next week, remember to like, share and subscribe.